So one question that has occurred is who is subscribing to our site? We're obviously grateful for those people, very thankful every day, but who are they and what do they think? And so this is the moment when we find out. This is our very first Ask Tucker. It's only for subscribers, and we're going to speak to them directly and answer that question. I'm pretty psyched to do it. Oh, look at that. Oh. Okay, I don't know who you are, but I like you already. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Where are you?
I am in Anchorage, Alaska.
Oh, I know it well.
But don't be confused. I'm up on the mountain in a bunch of acreage.
Oh,
I have more grizzly bears than people.
Well, that's totally, you want to get out of downtown. No offense to Anchorage.
100%.
Yeah. Kind of
you
depressing.
Want to get out of Los Anchorage and into the woods.
Exactly. I haven't been in a year. I go there to fish a lot. Obviously, everyone who fishes does. But I haven't been in a year, but I keep hearing that all these people from LA are moving there. I haven't even asked you your name. I'm sorry. I got so excited when I saw the trees.
Listen, Tucker, I have 7 dogs, so I totally get it. Like, you see a dog, it's like the person's name is irrelevant.
No, it's totally...
You want to see? Look, there's a Vizsla. My name's Katie, and there's my bird dog. Look, ptarmigan.
Oh. Does she actually rustle up ptarmigan for you?
She sure does. Yes, she does. And I tried to get her for you because I know you like bird dogs. But this is Murphy, and she thinks that it's her job to be looking for spruce grouse, not be on Zoom.
Okay, so I have 2 grouse dogs, and we have rough grouse. I live in the other cold state on the other side of the country, but
yes,
which is it's sort of like Maine is like a smaller version of Alaska. It's like kind of same vibes in the rural area, but it's not. That's why half the people I know in Maine go on their honeymoon in Alaska. Everyone wants to go to Alaska because it's like just more Maine.
Yes.
But we don't have spruce grouse. We have rough grouse. Are spruce grouse fun?
So fun. We've got some real fat ones on our property too. And they're just, she goes bonkers.
Oh, she goes bonkers. Life.
Absolutely paradise.
Oh, is it getting over sorry, you have a question. I just have one question for you. Is it, do you feel that the state is changing quickly?
Of course it's changing. Everywhere is changing.
Yes.
It's just complicated up here, I mean, like anywhere. I do think that we face a lot of corruption. It's actually part of my question was your opinion on ranked choice voting. A quick fun fact about me. I'm actually a former women's marcher and lifelong Democrat.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm in one of those people that's, I don't know what you call us, politically homeless.
Yes.
Walk away.
Yes.
Kind of like when they all started chasing us with needles and telling us, you don't ask questions. A lot of us started listening to forbidden voices. You're a forbidden voice. And I'm like, wait a second. He's not a racist and bigot and phobic. He's amazing. And I just love your journalism.
Well, you're sweet. So, well, the sad thing is, I mean, just to respond to your second comment first, I just spent the morning with Glenn Greenwald, who, I hated for years. Yeah, we had the best time. I love Glenn Greenwald. And you find that a lot of the people who reach the same conclusions that you have, which are pretty obvious conclusions, are not the people you expected at all, which is an amazing and mind-opening, eye-opening experience and a great experience, wonderful experience to really love people you never thought you'd even like. So that's a cool thing, I think.
Yeah.
But, what you find is that they're all thoroughly moderate. They're the opposite of radical. They're just moderate. They just want to see the evidence. They don't want things to change radically for no reason. They think everyone should have a voice. Like, I'm a human being, not a slave, so I should be able to say what I think. That's okay.
Yeah.
Those are very moderate views. Those are not radical at all. I'm like the least radical person I've ever met. Yeah, exactly. So,
totally
as for
agree.
ranked choice voting, I mean, of course, it's one of the many, many, many things that is bad and corrupt, disguised as something that's, democracy.
Virtuous.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And of course, it's the opposite.
The advertisement was, do you want to get dark money out of politics in Alaska? So I think
I'm laughing because, of course,
called it.
It's an instrument of dark money. It's an instrument of control. It's exactly the opposite of what. It's not safe and effective. I'll say that.
No. It's not safe and effective. And so it's confusing people. I think it's disenchanting voters. And they're saying, you know, I don't even understand the ballot anymore, so I'm not going to bother. Which you got to wonder, is that on purpose?
Well, of course it's on purpose. It's a way to game the system. And if I can just say, we had a perfectly fine system, not a perfect system, a flawed system, but, you know, like 8 years ago. And you know that because most people thought that elections were on the level. And now most people, of course, know that they're not. They're manipulated. The democracy is not real. It doesn't represent people. And the system of voting is designed to take power away from people rather than grant it to them. So I would be pretty happy to go back with some, maybe we modify it in sensible ways, but back roughly to the system we had 8 years ago, because what we have now is undermining everyone's faith that any of this is real, and it's making people radical and crazy. Do you experience that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel like it's getting more and more polarized, more and more of the name calling, more and more of the intolerance of anyone just speaking their truth. Again, it's by design. You know, you can't help but look at it all. And, you know, I'm glad you had Alex Jones on. I look back at that and I say how hated he was for so long, and myself included. And you're like, oh, that's a forbidden voice. Don't listen to what he has to say. And then you listen to what he has to say and you're like, okay, well, he's just saying like giving your freedoms away to select 1%, even maybe less than 1% elite of the world is not a good idea. That's pretty much what he's been saying for 30 years.
He's against feudalism.
I don't know how that's radical.
It's not radical.
Yeah, I don't know how that's
it's
radical.
Just the opposite. It's just the opposite, right?
Yeah.
Putting you in serfdom, taking your freedoms away, telling you to shut up, treating you like a slave. That's pretty radical, at least in this country. And we should identify it that way.
No.
All right, I got one last question for you. You had the Vizsla in the back. Who's the dog in the front?
Okay, so that's Crystal. She's a German Shepherd mix. Everyone I have is a rescue. I also asked him my question, if you're going to come up here and go dog sledding with us, because I have a dog sledding kennel out in the valley, and we can get you on the runners and take you dog sledding.
I've always, you know, they have dog sledding here where I live, but I've never done it. And my dogs are spaniels. They're just pure bird dogs. So they're not even, no, they couldn't, they couldn't pull a hand cart. I would love to.
Yeah.
You're so nice. Okay. Katie.
Come on up. We'll go fishing.
Thank you. Well, I love talking to you.
Yeah, absolutely, Tucker. Come visit us. Come fishing. Come chase the ptarmigan, and we'll play with dogs.
You pushed every one of my buttons.
Have a great day.
Thank you, Katie. See ya.
Bye.
Bye. Hey.
Hi.
Hey, it's Tucker Carlson. Who are you?
I'm Ellie Alford.
Oh, it's nice to meet you. Where are you from?
I'm from Lexington, Kentucky, but I actually live in Atlanta, Georgia right now.
Yes. I like Lexington better, but they both have their charms.
I'll just agree with that.
Good. What's your question?
My question is, so I'm a 24-year-old female who grew up in the digital age. I have a desire to own land, have the opportunity to educate my own children and provide healthier and cleaner food for my future family and me, and someone who grew up not knowing how to do any of that, but also someone who has a government and a culture that doesn't want us to be able to have that ability. How do you advise someone to prepare and plan to secure that kind of future?
Well, first of all, let me just say thank you for that question. Again, all my buttons are being pushed because I just so strongly agree with everything you just said. I think the first step is to acknowledge that those are the most